Today I want to share with you a crochet tunic that feels elegant, feminine and timeless. Hi, I'm Rosanna from Chandra Crochet, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing some information about one of my own crochet patterns, which is this one, the Chandra Tunic. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you details about the inspiration, the design, the level, skill, construction, and all you would need to know if you would be interested in making your own crochet tunic. Now, this top has actually been inspired by Indian clothing. Indian clothing is a style I like very much because I feel it accentuates the feminine form. It has those curves and it has that little flare out on the sides, and I just feel like it gives a really elegant form. So I've been inspired by this style of clothing and incorporate this into my own crochet designs. And this is what has, and as you can see, this is a tunic. It has a very traditional Indian style. It's got the open V-neck here. It's got the longer sleeves. It will curve in and out. I'll show you a video later. And it has the slits down the sides. Now, as with most of my patterns, I try to create patterns which are versatile, meaning patterns that are not just for one season but can be worn over various seasons. And the reason I do this is I believe that clothing should be crochet conscious. We should be thinking carefully about when we make things how usable they're going to be, how sustainable, will this work in my wardrobe? And that was one of the concepts when I created this design. So this design can be worn up, can be worn down, can be teamed with a skirt, trousers, beach, evening. It is very, very versatile. Forgive me if I look down, I do have my notes below. So let's talk about the design. So here at the front we have a really nice deep V-neck. I love V-necks. I feel like they're very feminine and it's a style that I will always go for. And from that I've created this lace design where you can have this crossing lace with these ties. Now this is an optional piece, you don't need to do this. I just think it gives it a little bit more detail. Now from there you have got full length sleeves, not 3/4. So these are really practical. I feel you can still pull them up if you need that little bit of more freedom, but I think it just lets the design really shine. Now the design is based on a traditional lace pattern, and this lace pattern is the pineapple motif, which has been slightly modified to give it a more modern look, and these go down alternating along the front and the back of the top and also down the sleeves, so you get that very nice modern lace detail. So I've moved the camera back, and as you can see this design actually goes in and then goes out, so you get that hourglass design. You can see the ties are quite long. Now you can make these shorter obviously by adding a little knot at the top, adding some detail. And this side has that split sides that I like, and it's quite a long design. This is more between a top and a dress. Brilliant for the beach, which is very traditional in Indian clothing, is that they tend to go over the bum. So you have that easy pocket placement here, so I can still get into my pockets. The design I feel is very feminine and it's a very wearable look. Now let's go into materials. For this tunic you will need between 1200 meters and 1400 meters of fingering yarn. Now you can use any fiber you wish. For this one I have used a very economical cotton base, which is a circular Annie yarn here in Brazil, which I believe is in the US, and with only 3 packets of the yarn you can make a full top, as the yarn I believe comes in 500 meters per ball. Now if you want you can also make this really luxurious and go for like a linen base to make a really summer slouchy top, or go for a silk, or even if you want, go for a cotton mix with a wool. That would be really nice and be really good for those transitional seasons. You will need a crochet hook, obviously. Now, depending on the size would depend on the hook you need. So for a size small, you will need a 3mm crochet hook, which is size D. Size medium, we need 3.5, which is size E in the US. And a large will need a 3.75, which I believe is a size F in the US. Now, why do I change crochet hooks and not just increase the pattern? This is not a beginner pattern, meaning this is not just a box square. This pattern is designed to mimic what you would have in a tailored top. So this top isn't just straight. It has the curves for the sleeves and then the waist, and then it goes out. And that is not a design which is very easy to additional up for the extra sizes of just add 2 centimeters here, just add 2 centimeters there. Because of the pattern design, the whole structure would change. Therefore, for every single size there will be a completely different pattern. So to combat this, I only had this pattern in small, medium and large with alterations of crochet hook size. Now I am going to leave a link down below where you can see all those sizes, and I'm also going to explain them in a few seconds. So as I was saying, you will also need your usual things like your yarn and your scissors. Now this is intermediate, like I've said. This is a more advanced pattern. You are using double crochet chains, you're working on angles, the construction is not straight. So this is ideal for somebody who's already advanced beginner and is ready to push their skills to the next level, to learn how to make clothing which will fit your body well. This is not a quick project. This is a time of love and skill. And that is one of the things that I believe is very important when we're creating our own crochet sustainable wardrobe, is that we take our time to choose the right patterns for our wardrobe, for ourselves. And these not necessarily are patterns that are quick. And that is fine, because we are making something to last for years, not to last a season. So let's go into sizes. Now I have my laptop here to help me with all the sizes because everyone is slightly different. So I'm going to just speak this through quickly, but there is a link down below where you can get the full dimensions. So I give the measurements across the shoulder here. So a small is 42 centimeters, and that's from shoulder to shoulder. Medium 46, large 50. Then we're going to go into the waist. Now this is the full measurement round, okay? So the waist for a small is 73. For a medium is 80, and for a large is 87. Your hip width for a small when laid flat is 49. For medium it's 54, and large 59. So there is a lot of movement, and also because you had those slits as well, you get that extra bit of movement. Now we're going to go to the full length. Now the length will change because now we're going to the length. The length for the small is 66, medium 72, and large is 78. And the sleeve length, this will go from underarm here, or your sleeve length will go from underarm here, and for a small is 47, medium 50, and large 52.5. Now again, all of these are down below. As the crochet hook is different for each size, the gauge is different for each size. Your small gauge is 18 stitches by 10 rows in double crochet. Medium is 16 by 9, and large is 15 by 8. So there are slight variations. This pattern is a full PDF pattern, and each line is written out line by line in a written description, and there are photos to help you along. So if you're feeling a little bit daunted, don't worry, I put as much as I can into my patterns to ensure you can make your own crochet clothing. And I'm also going to add in the new PDF, which is a PDF of my special stitches. And from there you can also click onto any of those names and it will redirect you to one of my own personal YouTube videos where you can see that stitch tutorial. Finally, we need to talk about construction. This top is worked turned, so you're going to turn after every single row, therefore there's a not fully defined front or back, but there are 4 panels. So you're going to have your front panel, you'll have your back panel, now these are connected at the shoulders, then you're going to have your sleeves, and then you're going to seam all this together. Now take your time with the seaming because your sleeves are not square, they are structured, so we don't get any of that extra fabric here. It is a sleeve that will curve around your body, it's sleeves underneath, so you are going to get that traditional sleeve tapered sizing when you make your piece. So that is all the information about this crochet pattern. I hope you like this top. If you would be interested in making one of your own Chandra tunics, it is now available on my website, which I'll leave below. You can also purchase it on Etsy or on Ravelry. I will leave all those links below for you, and I will see you in the next crochet video. Bye!